Well, I, as your dungeon master, would like to humbly thank you all for taking a long rest. I was getting a little worried, and I did not want to kill four more adventurers this week, so. Not saying that that's not still possible, but my
I
group
hope
on
not.
my group on Sunday just pressed on a little too long and paid for it.
Good rest.
But it's okay. I think I needed to. I think it was just overdue. Some adventurers needed to die. I'm just glad it wasn't you guys.
Oh, haven't made the cut.
Oh, yeah.
I did actually feel bad because my Sunday group is like a group of people I've been playing with for like 2 years maybe now, and I swap every now and again with them with one of the other guys DMing. So right now it's my turn, and one of the regular players had taken a break for a little while, and it was his first session back after like a break of a few months, and his character just made one session, less than one session. But
Oh.
it was just bad. It was just bad luck, really bad luck. And bad luck is not a good excuse. I had no good logical way to help them. You guys make your long rest. It was a tumultuous night's sleep here in El Terrell, in the towers outside of the high halls, but it's a long rest nonetheless. And you feel as rejuvenated as you can under the circumstances. You are able to proceed now, however you see fit. There hasn't been another emergence in the courtyards. Although outside of the walls of the city, there were a few occurrences. Not necessarily anything you caught visuals of, but even now after your long rest, especially in the western side of the city, you can still hear the screams of innocent citizens of El Terrell. Now after a long night, it kind of reminds you a little bit of Baldur's Gate on a foggy morning currently. The streets are all now kind of filled with smoke, smog, outside of the walls of the High Hall, and the rest of the city from a lot of the fires that burned through the night. Inside the courtyard itself, even, there's kind of a low, a bit like maybe like a fog machine, a low rolling layer of smoke covers the grounds. The air is thick and kind of burns in your throats. Still quite hot, dry, crackling heat. You found Ulder dead, or not Ulder. You found Captain Lightheart. You found Captain Lightheart dead, but Ulder Ravengard is still missing in action. They had told the two of you that they were going to try to gather survivors and make their way to the high halls in hopes of finding any of the remaining leaders of the city there. You can tell that there was a battle, likely when Elturel first arrived here in Avernus, but that battle was quick and ferocious. You do know that there are things lurking around the high halls. Krayley and Sylvie, the two of you spotted a creature with a couple of hellhounds. You saw them make their way into the high halls itself, and they haven't re-emerged. And Lulu did warn you that she could feel the presence of evil nearby. So you're able to proceed as you wish now. Maybe I'll just throw you guys back down on the stairs. If you want to continue into the high halls, you can. If you have any other ideas, I'm all ears. And I apologize if that was rambling a little too much.
No. Before we head out, let's I assume awakens and sees Mavthor polishing his shield in the main area that the people are in, and he'll call Krayley and Sylvie over and say, how do we feel about a test of trust here?
What do you mean?
Well, let's just say I have suspicions here or there, and I just want to make sure it's just my imagination.
What are you talking about?
Well, tell us if you'd be so kind as to not resist the spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
And drawing from his order-oriented spells, he's going to cast Zone of Truth.
Dolos, do you want to resist the spell? Or attempt to, at least? Or are you going to participate in an exercise of trust here?
Dolos will begrudgingly not resist.
Yeah, excellent. He knows Dolos didn't resist. He says,
What are you
"Excellent."
trying to plan here, man?
Oh, nothing at all. Just making sure that I'm not growing too suspicious. Is that Ulder Lightheart's sword you're currently carrying?
This sword I now carry is something that I have great value in.
Yes, that's wonderful, but you didn't answer my question. Is it Ulder Lightheart's sword?
You think it is born Lightheart's sword. You seem to be implying something that you want the truth from me. I'd like the truth from you as well.
I am confused by this exercise.
Yeah.
To be open.
Alright, then I'll just put it plainly. Yes or no, did you kill Ulder Lightheart? And you can only answer yes or no.
Dolos does not speak.
Avatar will look to Krayley and Sylvie. Kind of cock his eyebrow at him.
Dolos?
I sorry, go ahead, Sylvie.
Oh no, that's all I said. That's all she said.
I guess I'm further confused by the exercise, but then why it's just a simple no as I look at Dolos.
You shouldn't have done this, Mavador. Yeah.
Oh, my lord had forbid me from speaking it. He did not forbid me from extracting the truth from you.
Well, it is order you value so much, it is chaos you are willing to commence. Dolos looks towards Sylvan Crayley. Yes, I killed Vaughn Lightheart. The sword I carry was his.
Why did you
It
kill
was an
him?
act.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
An act of desperation.
But I would like to
don't-
add to this conversation and say I knew of his intentions to murder Vorn Lightheart, but to be honest, I thought he was going to wait till later. He would have proved quite useful in us attempting to escape
Wait,
Avernus.
Well, I'm sorry, but when a point arrives that it is most optimal to do it, I will take my chance.
What are you
It was
talking
either
about?
him
Out
or
of
me.
desperation?
Mavador, I told you to listen.
I don't understand. I don't understand what you had to gain from killing our friend, the person who's helped us every step of the way. And I don't understand, Mavathor, that you knew and let it happen.
My god commanded me.
Dolos, we're your friends. Why didn't you come to us before this happened?
Come to you? I have died so close to death's door, too many times since we've started this journey. I vowed to get back to Baldur's Gate, and I wanted to get us all back there. I was not going to lose you guys, and I did what I thought was best to make sure I could protect you. You want to know what I gained from this? I'll show you. And Dolos dons his mask, and you see him transform in his cloak, change a different color, and we see his form of dread activates.
I'm badass.
It is.
I really didn't say that,
He says it
Wow,
under his
edgy.
breath.
That's great.
This is the power that I now wield because of what I did. And every moment since then, I have regretted it. But I knew in any other universe I would have made the same decision. I am sorry that I did it, and I feel terrible.
Sylvie runs up and gives Dolos a huge hug.
He's under the zone of truth, so technically he has to tell the truth.
So did you mean what you said, Dolos? Back at Captain Lightheart's barracks? After all those people we were losing along the way, and the people you initially were willing to let slide through the cracks in the name of our
mean-
goal. You said you were going to try to be better.
And I have
Was that-
tried.
In my mind, this is the opposite direction. That man
Really.
was helping us, was here to help all these people just like us. And it's easy for me to say, because I'm not clearly the most religious person, but I don't think anything is worth willingly killing an innocent person in my mind for power.
Really. How did you feel when your mom died? Do you remember
Angry.
that feeling?
Angry.
Focus on that feeling and think about the possibility. Think about what would happen if someone who never had parents, it was not like they just died, it's like they never had them. That they lived their whole life alone and afraid, and all they knew was to get power, to get to somewhere better. And I've been running each day of my life to get more power, to get myself to a safer place, get the people I care about to a safer place. And I had no one I cared about. Not until I met Thirstwell, and then I met you. To agree with my methods, but think for a moment of what I am doing and why I am doing it. Because I do not expect you to agree. Don't listen to what Mabwithal says. I am no religious person, but I want to protect the people I care about. And I feel like that's one of the most noble things I can do.
We've all done bad things, and I'm not saying that what Dolos did was right, but we've all done things that we're not proud of. I can't even talk about some of the stuff that I've done. But at the end of the day, we're all just human. We make mistakes. Some of them are obviously worse than others, but I believe Dolos's intentions were, although they weren't the most morally standing, he was coming from a good place. If that makes sense. He did a bad thing for a somewhat good reason.
You have to admit, all but slaughtering someone who did everything of laying down his life for you is a pretty poor way to repay him.
I didn't slaughter him. I gave him a quick death. Made sure he was asleep. I didn't dishonor him.
Still seems a pretty
Dolos.
poor way of repaying him.
Yes, Crayley.
My upbringing aside and my strong opinion on this, I guess what would Thirstwell think?
You don't think I've thought of that?
I honestly don't
Ever,
know.
ever since we got here, everything I've done about her. I made a vow to him that I would get back. I'm not gonna reject that or do anything to harm that. What will he'll think when I get back and he learns what I've done?
I think he'll see a shadow of who you are.
You know, Mavathor, you're one to talk. A person of holy nature, worshipping Asmodeus. You knew what I was going to do, yet you didn't stop me. You didn't do anything of the sorts. You very well could have talked to me about it. You could have dissuaded me. You had multiple chances for you to do so, and you did not. You don't get to stand here on your high horse and belittle me.
Well, if you want to get into semantics, you willingly accepted his deal, and I was under his direct command to not intervene. Does one simply disobey their god? I don't think so.
Well, if you value your God so much, why aren't they helping us now? We are on a city that is slowly falling to the battlefield of demons and devils. And where is he? What is he doing?
I hardly think that's any of our business, and if you must know, he did help us, and he'll show the shield that he was bestowed.
Well, I guess it is what it is then. Really, Sophie, I do not expect either of you to forgive me or to understand why I've done what I've done. But if you guys choose to not kill me outright right here, I will appreciate it. And if you would like, when we all get back to Baldur's Gate, you can have me all you want. Throw me in prison, have an execution. I don't know. But from a purely statistical standpoint, our odds are better if we stay together. I want
From
to
a
make
purely
sure
statistical standpoint, the odds would have been better with Lightheart.
you can't be so sure that.
Well, I
Lightheart was.
can't be so sure this was the right decision.
I guess
Dolos,
that's
I don't think I'm ever going to be able to trust you again. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to understand why you made that decision.
That's fine.
Jeez, fuck.
If you want to take out your anger on me, you can. And Dolos sort of removes his mask and lays his arms bare, like expecting a punch to be thrown at his face.
Krayley bits in your direction and then walks over to like here somewhere to just think.
Lulu flies over and smacks you on the cheek with her little trunk, and she says, "Desperation is no reason to make bad decisions. You continue down this path, Dolos, and you're gonna end up just like them, spilling out of the river below. You put an end to a beautiful light and a beautiful soul that was just trying to help people. People like you, who were lost, didn't have a path. Maybe that's why we can't blame you. But we don't have to forgive you either." And she kind of flies over and lands on Sylvie's shoulder.
Give her a little pat.
Avthor dispels the zone of truth and says a little prayer. In truth, there's order.
Why don't you all Why don't you all take a DM inspiration? And where would you like to go?
Oh, I suppose we should go to the High Halls.
I hope as we go.
Alright.
Okay. We still have survivors to worry about.
Oh yeah, were they there for that interaction?
Yeah, I don't remember where we left them.
Did they just see Dolos and it's like a fucking monster?
I mean, they were with us.
Yeah,
so-
no, they were there.
Okay.
Most of them now are sort of just looking at their feet. Harkina, the woman with the 2 children, has sort of taken over a little bit in keeping the other survivors kind of together. The three dwarves all look pretty beat up still, having had a building collapse on them. They're all kind of bruised up, and for the most part, you know, they've seen you all like fighting together and stuff, and they're mostly just trying to stay out of your way. After, I suppose after that exchange, Harkina does come up to you guys, and she says, that was a long night, but we all appreciate what you've done for us. I suppose that this might be a difficult question, but what should we do? This all seems kind of hopeless. I still can't believe what's going on. It all feels like a terrible dream. Without the four of you, I'm quite certain that none of us would have survived the night. But where are you taking us now?
And get you guys to the high halls like we're supposed to. But seeing as Captain Lightheart didn't make it, I don't know if Ravengard made it either.
Yes, it looks like we'll have to go inside and investigate if there's any survivors in the high halls, and maybe with some luck, we'll be able to flush out the devils that are currently in there.
At least make this place a little more secure, but
Harkness says, there's a temple below the high halls. It's where many of Elturel's heroes are buried. Perhaps Ulder went there. If there were other survivors, I imagine that's where they would go.
oh,
Can we try there?
yeah. How long is the range on those raven pins? Again?
500 feet?
500 feet. Maybe it would be wise if you all stay up here where it has been safe while we try to clear things out. And then I would offer a raven pin and say we can reach out.
It does, we did make it here through the night. Perhaps that's a good idea. We wouldn't want to get in your way in case you had to get in another fight. It seems as though perhaps we're more of a distraction than anything else. And I mean, I'm not a fighter, and these three dwarves are still pretty banged up from the collapse. I dare say that we would only be a liability in a confrontation.
Well, please take this pin and wait for our word when it's safe. And then I'd also like to offer 2 of my mystery potions.
Nice.
And I'll be frank. I'm not quite sure what these do, but if you guys are in a pinch and something happens, please take these.
I'm gonna give them 2 of my normal daggers, and I go, I don't know if any of you guys will know how to use these, but this is a just in case. Please don't let the children go near them.
Dallas takes out his rapier and hands it over to one of the dwarves. If you need a weapon, you can use this. I have no need for it anymore.
One of the dwarves reaches out their hand. They say, I'll take I used to be a member of the Flaming Fist. I have some experience in swordsmanship. But you can see he's like his left arm is kind of like limp, and he doesn't seem to really be able to like move it that much. But his right arm's okay. He reaches his right arm out and he says, "We'll do our best to stay hidden and protect ourselves. And if you find out that it's safe, just let us know. And if things get desperate for you in there, let us know that as well."
Understood.
And you guys head down. You guys head down out of the tower and back out into the courtyard towards the stairs, towards the front of the high hall. Go ahead. Are you just taking a breath?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay. I thought it sounded like you were about to say something. You see what's left of Captain Lightheart's body, been chewed apart by a couple of hellhounds, it looks like. The hand, both of his... He looks pretty bad shape, and you see kind of in a mess of shredded up flesh and pools of his blood, you spot the silver ring that he was wearing on one of his fingers, kind of half submerged in a pool of coagulating blood.
Sylvie's gonna go ahead and pick it up.
You guys awkwardly pass by the open wound of the revelation that you all just had of Dolos's deed, and you make your way to the doors of that lead into the high halls, two stone archways on either side of a pillar. All around, kind of lining the walls and things, kind of strange. There are all these pieces of artwork, paintings and things, and, El Terrell being this kind of once holy city, you wouldn't imagine that there would be all these portraits hanging of devils and things, but you hear, or when you head up and there's these pillars of stone between the two arched doorways that lead further into the high halls. There's like this big painting of mortals dying at the hands of fiends. You see a big painting on the wall of like a devil with a big, kind of like a bunch of rolled up silver scrolls under one arm, and a little imp kind of like hovering over his shoulder, and he's handing out, contracts to mortals, and there are all these like hellish depictions of horrible things happening, hanging on in these paintings all over the walls and the halls here. Some of these dynamic lighting doors are so hard to grab. There we go. You guys heading in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you guys make your way into the grand foyer, first thing you see is two circular stairwells, each leading upwards. All the decorated pillars here depict symbols and scenes of Zariel. You actually see massive, large hanging curtains on the far side of the foyer, past the circular stone stairwells. Some of them shredded by weapons and claws. They separate you from the heart of the cathedral. In here you can see a lot of the battle took place. There are bodies strewn about, devil and human alike. It's a bloody, chaotic little scene. As you guys make your way in, it's a big cathedral, and so it's hollow, kind of like echoey. Your footsteps kind of are prevalent. The sound, your footfalls on the stone below you, and you guys could, I guess, make some perception checks for me.
Okay.
Out of it, you're not thinking straight.
Mavathor, these stone stairwells, the around the edges of the pillars, there are the stone is carved, and so there's like scenes depicted, and actually you notice on the stairs here to your south, you see an image carved into the stone of Dolos standing on top of a pile of skulls. A head near the top of the pile is Captain Lightheart's head. You see him Dolo's standing on top of the pile of skulls, holding his sword up in the air, sort of triumphantly. Sylvie, off to one side, to the north of you, along one of the walls, there's a large painting, and it's a painting of the Dragonborn that you met back in the streets. He's standing there with you can see like half of his body is red scales and the other half is sort of cast in shadow, but he's holding up his arm out of the darkness, and you can see this withered hand with sort of this faint green glow, and there's a soul painted in the palm of his hand. And as you walk towards it to get kind of a better look, you can see painted in the background is you, actually. And you have a chain sort of tethered around your neck with a manacle, much like the Minotaur. And you have chains draped around your shoulders with lanterns hanging from them filled with souls.
Oh no.
Krayley, you turn around after you all enter, and you glance. You see a tall painting kind of between the two arches here, hanging on the wall, and you see yourself like painted in a little forest, and you're you have like your foraging pouch over your shoulder, and you're picking some berries from a bush, and you're casting like a long shadow off of yourself, though, in the painting, and the shadow is kind of cast off into the background, into the trees, and you kind of step closer and take a closer look at the painting, and the shadow you can actually see is this sort of faint. It's this translucent outline of Captain Zodge, and the shadow of him is like sneaking up on you from the forest. But the shadow is like coming off of you. It looks kind of strange.
Okay.
And from the other side of the curtains here, you guys can hear some voices, actually, and you can hear someone saying, "Come on, keep looking. I know there's something in here. This thing's gotta open somehow."
I stealth towards the voice.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Okay.
you stealth towards the voice. So you make your way all the way up to the curtains. You hear it coming from this direction. Can you guys hear me still?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
You peek. You pull back and peek through the curtains, Sylvie, and what you see is a large altar that is resting on a raised platform, and in this big, broad, open hall. It's made of this beautifully polished wood, and it takes the shape of a gauntleted hand that is clenched into a fist, the altar. You see standing on top of the raised platform next to the altar, this white-skinned, sort of dragon-like figure. It's not really scaled. Its skin is kind of smooth and leathery, but it has a reptilian-like face and these sort of tendrils that hang down from the sides of its head, and a large fin coming out of the top of its head, and has two white wings with claws on the ends of them. And he's holding a big curved sword. And there's about a half a dozen black robed figures. They look kind of familiar to you. They look kind of like back when you guys were under the bathhouse in the dungeons and you were having that long rest, and those figures came and took the large treasure chests out. They're kind of wearing these dragon-faced masks and black robes. And you hear the white dragon-like figure say again, "Come on, I know it's gotta be here somewhere. This thing has to open, I can tell." And you see him like kind of like feeling the gauntlet to try and find some sort of mechanism, perhaps, to try and open it. And the other robed figures are kind of like looking around the room. They're looking around the platform, and they're all seem like they're looking for a way to open this gauntleted hand. And kind of just as you're about to kind of like peek back away from the curtain, one of them looks up and sees you, and he says to the others, "More survivors! I just saw someone through the curtain!" And you hear the voice of the person that's been commanding them say, "Well, don't just stand there. Kill them!"
I'm gonna pull a Dolos, and I'm gonna like come out of the curtain and be like, hey, I saw you guys having a hard time figuring out how to open that thing. I thought maybe I could help you.
The white-skinned figure takes a few steps away from the gauntlet, and they say, "Oh, who do you serve?"
Myself.
Well, That's not a very good answer. Killer! Why don't you guys select your tokens and roll initiative?
Oh no. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Dolos. I tried to be you.
It's okay. It's
Well,
okay.
Well, you tried.
Yeah.
I really did.
Since Delos didn't really have like any painting or thing to look towards, Steve could have like gotten closer to Sylvie during this whole thing.
Yeah, you can move halfway if you'd like.
Okay.
Sure.
Just okay.
You can go maybe here if you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Um. The you see the devil on top of the dais, the dragon-looking guy, turn his head to the south of him, and he shouts as loud as he can, which I will try and not do myself, but he says, Drab! Take your little minions and flank around the side! We've got some intruders! And you can hear, like, a little ways off to the south of you, kind of starting to echo, like these little clacking feet, kind of clattering in the distance. All of you can hear it, kind of in tandem, like a half a dozen or more. The sound of a half a dozen or more, like little clacking feet on the ground, clicking away, coming. It sounds like maybe coming towards the south of you. The sound is kind of echoing down in this direction here.
Oh, lovely.
There's one group of enemies that I think I'm going to roll initiative as a group for, so they will all act together, maybe. Just to keep battle a little simpler. I don't always do that, but occasionally I will. When there are a significant amount of NPCs. I do think Lulu is with you guys. Let me drop her real quick.
Oh yeah, Lulu. Lulu? That's just so sad.
And I think we should be good to go. So, Delos, you're up.
Okay. So this is gonna move. So he can't. So the curtain hasn't like. It is a curtain. Can't like.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Yeah, that wavy line there on the map. It's a curtain. But let me see if I can just move the lighting.
Okay.
Maybe. Well. I'll just do one layer at a time. I should be able to. Some of these lines, man, they do so thin. Shit. Alright, hopefully I didn't fuck the map up too much there.
Jimmy.
I think it looks fine.
Okay, I just moved the whole thing, so...
Yeah. Dolos can see.
Okay,
I
cool.
mean, I don't know if you would allow Dolos to cast, like, a spell in there, but, like, that requires, like, vision, but, like...
All you would have to do is get within 5 feet of the curtain. So you can pull it back, you know?
Technically, I think he's within 10. So, yeah, I think he'll just, as a bonus action, take his...
It's okay, I'll give you that one more square. It's alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still think as a bonus action, he'll take his
Yeah.
form of dread, and then just cast Shatter at a third level, focus on the center of those guys.
What's the radius?
It's a 60 radius. Let me get that. I know the range is 60 feet. Let me get the radius. That's right, you know that.
The
The
15
radius
foot
is in a 10-foot radius square.
10 foot radius. That's what it was.
So maybe focus on like the top guy then. Number 2, the blue guy.
It's a square or a circle?
That circle. A
Circle.
10-foot radius circle.
Okay, let's see. So I think you can get these 3.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Alright. Sorry, there's just a lot of shit on the map now, so I just gotta get it all arranged properly so I can make all my rolls. DC 16 con save.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 of the fellows in the masks, there's a loud shatter as you transform, and 2 of these guys get blasted down. The one on top of the dais does take some damage. Do you want to roll your temp HP?
It's just 10 plus my level.
It says
1d10. 1d10.
It says 1d10.
I'm blind. It's /R, correct?
Yep. /R. Nice.
Okay,
13 temp HP. Form of Dread. Let's see. Frightened of you when you make an attack. You are immune to frightened. Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's his turn.
Okay. The ones that are still remaining upright and living start to sort of converge on you. The one on top of the dais points his big sword at you. Sylvie and his minions begin to come towards you. Well, he dashed.
Oh.
So he doesn't swing his weapon, but they start to swarm around you.
They're so fast.
Yeah. And you hear some clattering in the distance. Lulu. She dashes as well. Let's see. Oh, wow, her fly speed is pretty good. She flies through the curtains. She illuminates the room kind of around. She kind of stops in a few squares from you, Sylvie. She says, "Evil's afoot! Let's do this together!" And she kind of hovers around you, bathing you in a bit of her golden glow there, Sylvie. I'll let you guys know this now. I don't think it has been really relevant or pertinent up until this point, but it might become more in the future now. Lulu does give off this golden aura. She's kind of spills, especially in conflict. She kind of radiates with a bit of radiant golden light, and if you're within 10 feet of Lulu, any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside of her little protective golden barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Here, I'll post it in the chat.
That's it.
This is something that, if you're within 10 feet of Lulu, affects you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mavathor, you're up.
Alright, gonna go ahead and move up first. Yeah, Alright, he is going to cast spiritual weapon over here, which will take a swipe at this cultist. $20 to hit.
20 is good.
For 11 force damage.
Which guy? Sorry.
The one closest to Sylvie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. $11 force damage puts that guy on the ground.
Okay. And then he'll cast Sacred Flame on number 6 over here. So DC 15 Dex save.
Which it fails. They take 7 radiant.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Krayley.
Okay. Krayley's just gonna move and then take the dash action to move as much as he can. Be right up here. That'll be Crayley's turn.
Sylvie?
All right. Sylvie is going to dissonant whisper the big bad guy on the altar, or next to the altar.
They roll a 5 on their wisdom save. 17 psychic damage. Nice. You cast Dissonant Whispers on them. What is the secondary effect of Dissonant Whispers? They can't move towards you now? Must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away as its speed will allow away from you. Okay. Yeah. So you see it flap its wings and fly off in this direction.
Yeah, that's right, you better run.
You hear him say, his voice, as he's kind of flapping away, need you to come out of all your little hiding spots. Get out here and fight. And is that your turn?
Yeah.
One of the cultists comes towards you, and they make a swing with their scimitar. 18 to hit for 5 slashing damage.
Disadvantage because of my cloak.
Oh, yeah. Miss. Thank you. Then you hear a little smattering of claws on the surface of the cathedral floor. Kind of out of the corner of your eye, Mavathor, you see a little cluster of giant crabs appear. They have these dark shells and sort of little jagged spines coming off of their body. You see them pincing their little claws as they kind of slip underneath the curtains to the south of you there. You see and hear a couple of them also snapping up into the room where you're in there, Sylvie, as well. And another cultist comes your way with the scimitar swing. It's a disadvantage until someone hits you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and your AC is currently 17?
Yes, it is.
Okay, this one rolls a 17 and a 19, so you take 2 slashing damage, and your cloak is deactivated for 1 round, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's mostly just to remind myself of the mechanics of your magical items as we go, so... 10, 15, 20. Another one appears and swipes at you with their blade. Just barely missing as the displacement of your cloak kind of shifts you back into a single form. They just barely swipe past you. That guy's dead. That only lasts for one round, the Dissonant Whispers. They can come back at their turn, when their turn starts, yeah?
So, because it says they use it as a reaction.
Okay, yeah. So they just move away, and then they can take their turn as normal. They're just afraid of you for the instantaneous duration of the spell. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. They lie behind the closed altar of Torm, the closed fist of Torm. They kind of fly behind the statue. And appear kind of at the edge here on the south side of it. And at the start of the next round, from behind you to Kralie and Mavathor, you hear a little flapping of wings and the sound of some footfalls coming down the stone spiral steps. And a little grouping of NPCs appears down the spiral stairs behind you.
Oh no.
They look friendly.
But they're back here a little bit. And Dolos, you're up.
Cool. I think Dolos just runs in front of Sylvie and looks at the guy who just hit her, the cultist, and it's like, you should not have done that. And as he holds out his hand, you'll see this like black and white sort of energy coalesce in it as he tries and hex him.
Ooh.
Trying to see.
The one that hit Sylvie, you said?
Yeah, the one that just hit Sylvie.
Okay, yeah.
You have to take 1d6 necrotic, and you deal an extra, and you choose an ability when you cast it. So I'll just do strength.
Yeah. And for you, the that hex is 2d6. It's not 1d6.
2d6. I thought that was with the sword. I thought it was an extra 2d6 with the sword.
To any I think the way that I worded it was,
I think you said to any hexed target, and
yeah, to any hexed target.
Okay, so all I did was hex him as a bonus action. As my action, I'm gonna actually hit him.
Yeah. But for you, the hex is 2d6 instead of 1d6.
Yeah, but I take out my sword and I hit him twice. Thirsting blade.
Well, your first hit, as you hex, the blade sort of gets coated in this, kind of like the picture, this dark energy, and as you swing it, formerly Lightheart's sword just kind of carves this guy's head off like it's a stick of butter. And he topples to the ground.
I don't have to. It's gonna do.
So you can still make your second attack. You can turn to somebody else.
Yeah. There's another cultist there, so I'll just go and attack him.
Go for it. Oh, sorry, you rolled it twice.
I already.
I see that. No, that's my bad. I missed the second. I missed the first attack roll.
sorry.
Yeah. So we'll say that guy's just gets kind of carved through as well.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
And from behind, coming down the stairs, some of these guys rush forward. To occupy your space, Krayley.
Oh.
Although they are dashing, so they can't take any action when they arrive. Kind of coming out of this little trio of pillars, you guys see a barbed devil emerge, already with a little ball of flame conjured in one of its hands. You see his other hand is like a crab pincer, a giant crab pincer.
Okay.
And another brigand devoted to Zariel emerges. And you're up.
Okay. As a bonus action, I would like to go ahead and use Rabbit Hop to move up to 15 feet without provoking opportunity of attack.
Yeah.
And then I would like to attack. I would like to go ahead and use the web arrow for my first attack.
Okay.
And I'm just aiming for the ground. I just got to measure it here. I don't want it to get Mavathon. Oh yeah, that seems huge, right? 20 square feet is what I wrote. 20 foot.
Well, needless to say, you can hit them all and avoid Mavathor.
Okay.
It's cool.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna do...
We'll find a way.
Yeah.
That seems... Maybe
could
I wrote that down wrong. That just seems so big.
You could shoot it back here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Well,
backstory.
what's a web? What's the radius of just the web spell? It's probably going to be similar.
Let me look there. That's what I should have looked at.
Yeah, 20-foot cube.
Okay.
It is correct.
Then I would do that, hoping not to hit Thor. Trying not to hit.
You could even go one more. You can go here. Yeah.
The stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
You could even shoot. Yeah, you could even probably shoot it like there, and then get this guy even. No, not quite. Not quite.
Okay, so yeah, I'll shoot it like right here for the first shot.
Just call them webbed.
And then I would like to turn and shoot my last web arrow over in this just general hallway area.
Ooh.
I try to action economy you guys to death and just make it so nobody can move.
That'll be my turn.
You spray some webs across the cathedral floor, slowing some of the approaching enemies. Mavathor, you're up.
All right. Take 5 feet movement that way, and then he is going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh, nice. What's Spirit Guardian's 15-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
What's Mavathor's what's his Spirit Guardians look like?
Fiendish in nature.
Fiendish in nature. We'll turn it a more fiendish color.
And then he'll step back this way, and all those brigands need to make a DC 15 wisdom save.
You want to roll the damage?
Yeah, give me a second. They take 17 points of radiant damage.
So I've ruled Spirit Guardians in multiple ways. Some clerics I've had, they just like to do one roll and keep that damage for the duration, or they like to re-roll every round. Which would you prefer? I know that you just got a good roll, so it could. But I'm going to stick to what you choose for the duration of the use of the spell. So,
I'll just go by what the spell says, and it'll be like every round it'll be different.
Okay, at the start of your turn, re-roll the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So these guys, what's your DC right now? 15. Okay.
15. Yeah.
2 of them pass. They rolled pretty good, but one of them fails. And then I can't remember. It's been a little while. Do they take half damage?
Half. Yes.
Yeah, half.
They
Okay.
take
Cool.
half.
Cool. Okay. 17 full for one guy, and half for the others.
Yep. And then you'll. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and use my bonus action to attack cultist number 7 with my spiritual weapon.
All right, go for it.
Oh, darn.
Not quite.
Oh.
But a whirl of fiendish energy begins to emanate out from you, consuming some of the nearby combatants, and Lulu kind of tries to continue to hover around the two of you, keeping you bathed in her glow. She'll come down and
I still had some movement that I want to use.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So let's see, that's 10 more feet. 15, so then this guy needs to make his save.
He will attempt. And spell, he kind of gets the first couple layers of flesh get kind of pulled off of his body, and he just falls to the ground and is like sinew exposed, his muscle fibers.
Yep. And let's actually move here. Yeah, that's the end of his turn.
Cool. Lulu will try and tusk one of these fellows. One of these gentlemen. All those guys are dead.
One of the dead guys?
Yeah. just for good measure. She sticks one. Yeah. For now, she just kind of tries to keep you two kind of covered in her light. And Sylvie, you're up.
Okay, so I am going to use steady aim as a bonus action, and then I'm going to go for the dude over by the altar.
Okay.
With my
he's attempting to use the altar right now as partial cover, so he has +2 to his AC. Just letting you know.
Okay. All right. Since I have advantage, does that mean I get sneak?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Alright. And she's gonna use one of her +1 arrows.
Okay, nice. Fuck. Is that rolling with the +1 arrow? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
16 just misses with his partial cover.
Oh.
So close.
Alright, that's Sylvie's turn.
Your arrow plunks into the wooden dais right at his feet. And he kind of pokes his head out and hisses.
Sylvie shouts at him, "Next time I won't miss."
He shouts back. He says, "We'll see about that. Where are your dogs?" And dead guy. This little winged creature kind of skips around behind you guys. He whips a couple of tail spines. Let's see. Let me recount that movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. These will be at disadvantage, but he's going to shoot a couple of tail spines at you there, Krayley. 17 to hit and 6. So you feel a little piercing needle poke into you for 6 piercing and 2 fire damage. 7, 8 total.
Okay.
And these little crabs have to make a save to get out of the web, right?
Yes. Let me bring that back up here real quick.
These 3 here that are bunched up in these webs, they start to use their little pincers to clop through the webbing. So they don't move, but they spend their action cutting themselves out of the web with their pincers, kind of slashing it and pinching and pulling and tugging. That
makes sense.
The others, I'm gonna just move corpses out of the way. I know it's breaks immersion a little bit, but there's more enemies coming, so I want to make room for them.
More bodies to pile up.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, sorry. So DC, DC
sorry.
13 dex
Oh,
save.
nice. Yeah.
To see if they become restrained.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they all failed their saves, so they're just trying to get themselves out of it now.
Okay.
Does it say that they can use? Does Web say they can use an action to cut the web?
Yes, an action
Okay.
with a DC 13 strength.
Oh, okay. They still got to make the save. Okay. Yeah, then they will do so. I won't
So I
fudge
should
it.
specify that.
Yeah, it's okay.
But with pincers, I feel like they got advantage.
DC 13, DC 13, DC 13. Okay, yeah, these 3 I'll cut themselves out of the webbing. Oops. And they will still use their move. And
they need to make DC 15 wisdom saves.
Yeah. Two of them burst into flame, wither into little piles of ash. One of them makes it to you, Mavathor. Okay. This guy continues to shout, "Where are my dogs?" And then he zooms across the room with his wings, kind of disappearing out of your guys' vision. Where are my dogs at? His voice kind of echoes through the high halls here, and then you hear a familiar scraping sound. And in tandem with that, some barking and yapping. Let me get these guys real quick. And oops. Then sort of you hear the sound kind of echoing off to the northwest of you a bit there, Krayley, and from between those pillars to the north of you, you see a hellhound appear. Red embers of hatred in his eyes, smoking red glow coming from its maw as it barks, appearing from the shadows just to the north of you a bit. And Dolos, you're up.
Okay. Now, just to be sure, I can only cast Hex once per long rest, but...
You can now move it for like 10 rounds or some shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like as a bonus action, I can
Yep.
do that.
Yeah.
So I would love to just do it on this little crab right here. This little guy. Oh, wait. There we go. Just move it on him, and then I'll just move up and attack with my sword.
Uh, 9 is a miss.
Yeah.
And 14 as well. You go and swing, and the little crab, or I guess these are giant crabs, quote unquote giant crabs, but they your first attack kind of swipes and just go like kind of over the top of him. You know, he pushes his belly down to the ground as you swing your blade, and then kind of stands back up a little bit, and your second strike kind of clinks off the hard shell. Bonus action, attack action, anything else?
Does the crab get the damage from Hex? Which is
I think that you have to actually hit. I think you actually have to hit it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we can do.
But it's anything with an attack roll, so your Eldritch Blast will trigger the hex as well.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. These guys will start trying to also cut themselves out of the webbing. DC 13 strength.
Yep.
So that guy remains locked down. And you hear that scraping sound coming towards you. You see like that sort of cherub-like golden face kind of crane its neck out of the shadows around the corner, and the tip of its halberd kind of poke out, and it gazes at you with sort of this just expressionless face, Krayley.
Creepy.
And then this barb devil with the one crab claw, he starts hurling balls of flame in your guys' direction. So he's going to hurl 2 balls of flame at you there, Krayley.
Okay.
Both rolling 15 to hit.
Yep. I do have a clarifying question. I can't remember, with the flame tongue, do I get the resistance only if I'm holding the flame tongue? Like I'm using the weapon? Yes.
I would say that maybe for that weapon, it's when I don't know. That seems kind of. No, it's when you're attuned to it. It's when you're attuned to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So you have fire resistance currently, right?
Yes.
So you take half of 25. 12 damage, 12 fire damage.
Okay.
Yeah. 12 sounds better than half of 25. Let's see. It can throw those pretty far, so it's going to do the smart thing, because the monsters know what they're doing, and move back a little bit. Just kind of stay out of your range. One of these bandits will try and break out of your prison of web, and cannot manage to get himself untangled.
All right.
Lulu will hover down this way and tusk one of these crab guys, or attempt to anyways, and she kind of goes with her little tusks and kind of slides between 2 big spikes sticking out of his spine and makes a big crack with her shell. There's like little sparks that fly off her tusks when she hits it, and it crumples at your feet there, Mavathor, and you're up.
All right.
Why don't you roll your re-roll your spiritual guardian's damage? Ooh, even better. 19.
All right. Well, he's just going to casually stroll here, so all those brigands need to make more wisdom saves.
Oh yeah. They all pass. They'll still take half. So 9. Your DC 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And you can move your spiritual weapon if you like, or go for that guy that's over there.
Yeah. Moving here, so this spine.
Okay, yeah.
Looking needs to make a save.
They will do so. They pass as well. They will take 9.
And the spiritual weapon will attack this crab
All right. Ooh.
Ooh.
Or 15 force damage.
You split that crab's shell in two. There's a sickening crack as your spiritual weapon just splits him in half, and I would also like to imagine that Mavathor is just swarmed with pimp imps. Yes,
Yeah.
all holding different colored sparklers and cheering him on. You know, Mavathor, Mavathor.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Krayley, you're up. You guys will eventually confront the pimp imp.
Uh-huh.
Used car dealer of the Nine Hells. Yes.
One day.
One day.
He's around. He's out there. He's been out there waiting for you to sell you a lightly used vehicle.
Lightly used carriage. I'm going to move up this way, right here, and say, Mavathor, take my hand. And see if he accepts.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Okay. Then I would like to use Thunder Step. Mark that down here and move up to 90 feet away. Let me measure that. Doing wrong.
You hear all the little imps around Mavathor swarming around Mavathor. They all say, "Guys, we're moving!" And they all hold hands too.
And we'll go ahead and move just 35 feet back.
Okay. Yeah.
So grab my character again.
Which
Gotcha.
means all those crabs and the other devil needs to make saves.
Strategy.
And
All
then
right.
those three that were left behind were within 10 feet. So let me.
Yeah, they'll take the damage.
Yes.
Let me roll these guys some wisdom saves.
I'm gonna cancel.
All right.
Okay, so that.
Barb Devil fails.
Ignore the sharpshooter. I keep forgetting to take that off.
And those three. What is it? Dex save? DC 13 dex save?
Con save.
Con save. Okay.
Yep.
$19. That's good. One of them takes the full damage. The other two take half. As you thunderstep away with Mavathor, putting the other enemies over there in danger of a swarming band of impish creatures that all begin to kind of tear them apart. Let me do the crabs as well. I thought creature volume would be a little more difficult than this, but I can see that I'm just going to have to return to the drawing board. Alright, crabs get turned into little piles of ash. Only their claws remain. Just make sure that I get everyone properly here. D HP'd. And anything else, Krayley?
Nope, that is it for now.
All right. These guys continue to try and break from their webbing. Sylvia, you're up.
Hey, I think I'm just gonna start attacking the crabs in front of me. Well, kind of in front of me. Like 15 feet away from me.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna do the whole I can't talk. The whole double dagger move.
All right.
With Fang in my offhand. Oh, no advantage. Look, I had that turned on.
That's okay. Your first attack strikes without difficulty. Your second dagger just kind of scrapes along the shell. 7 damage.
Yep.
See, that crab is dead. Oh, sorry, this is all the crabs. Okay, so the crab that you just struck tries to pinch you back. Your cloak is probably reactivated at this point, right? So it misses you. The other one kind of converges on you there, Sylvie, and tries to pinch. Misses as well. That's the only 2 crabs left, right? Yeah. This guy fires another couple of spines at you, Krayley, the little spine devil to the north of you. He shoots you with 2 little spines, or attempts to, anyways. His character sheet is having a tough time. Okay, there we go. Both of his spines go whizzing over your head, and he's going to fly 30 feet up from his current position. So he's going to fly 30 feet up in the air.
Okay. Just booking it.
A hellhound dashes on the other side of the curtains. The 2 of you, Sylvie and Dolos, you hear the sound of padded feet coming towards you with a low rumbling growl. And then you hear the beating of wings, and from around the corner, the white, leathery-skinned creature zooms out from his position of hiding in the shadows, and he's going to make a couple of reckless attacks against you there, Sylvie.
Oh god.
Oh no.
It swings with its longsword in both of its hands for 25. You take 5 slashing damage, so not too terrible.
Okay.
And then it swipes out with its claw. 19 to hit for 12 slashing.
Okay.
Yeah, it had advantage on both those attacks, so it displaces it swipes through your displacer cloak, hitting you for 5, and then his second attack hits you for 12.
Okay.
And because it reckless attacked, all melee weapon attack rolls against it for the next round will also have advantage against them.
Okay.
So you have advantage against that creature currently. A hound jumps through the curtains here and is going to spew a cone of flames out of its mouth.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Blasting
Oh.
everything here. I think it's only a 15-foot cone, though, so that was overmeasured. But I will double-check the length of it. Yeah, 15-foot cone. Okay, so crabs, and I need the 2 of you to make DC 12 dex saves. Oof. Alrighty.
Feel that.
two of you take 17 fire damage as it spouts flame over the two of you. It also... Not too bad. Could be worse. But this crab also gets burned up.
Little crab.
And Dolos, you're up.
Okay, Dolos losing all of his temporary HP, looks really upset at this hellhound, and as a bonus action, will move the hex that was on the crab to the hellhound, affecting his strength, I guess. And then we'll just use his sword and just attack twice.
18 hits. Your second attack hits.
Wonderful.
So an extra 2d6 necrotic damage as well.
Okay.
Are these starting to look more like your other games, Battle Maps, Mavathor, just with lower CR creatures?
Yeah, kinda. Minus, like crazy explosive magic effects like the Gith. The Gith Yankee Anarch has like at will reverse gravity.
I'm starting at fire cones, and I'm going to work my way up.
Yeah.
You guys just got here, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, Dillis.
It's all good. Yeah, he swings with his sword.
17 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
And since I did hit, I do want him to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah.
It's from my form of dread. If
Yep.
he fails, he is frightened of me.
All right. They roll a 19.
You rolled a 19?
Yep.
Well, that passes.
What is the DC on that?
It's just my spell saves DC, which is I think 16.
Okay, cool. These guys are rolling pretty high on their saving throws. All these guys have been. Anything else?
No, that's my turn.
Okay, cool. Well, except these guys for their webs. These guys are really biffing it. These guys will continue to try and strangle free from their webbing. Oh, wow, one of them finally does.
Oh.
Let's see. I think he's going to be smart and head towards the two of you. You see one of them kind of emerge through the curtains. This guy drags himself closer. And, this guy's not having fun. And he wants to be having fun. He's a devil, he's in hell, and he wants to have fun.
Oh, he needs to make another save. Because he started his turn in it.
He will do so. He rolls a natural 20. He'll take half of 19. And then he will hurl... I guess he's not within 5... Or he's not going to take... even if he did take opportunity attacks, I think this guy would get out of your way anyway. So he's going to kind of move himself back, his full move. And then he's going to hurl 2 fireballs at you, Mavathor. Mm-hmm. The first one is a 24 to hit.
That one will hit. You
take 8 fire damage, halved to 4. And the other one goes zooming past you.
Okay.
And another one of these guys tries to loosen themselves from their webbing. They fail to do so. Lulu will kind of float up here, covering the two of you. Any spell. Okay. And she will try and tusk somebody. She misses this crab here. And Mavathor, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, Mavathor is going to take the dash action.
We will conclude the session when this combat is over, if that's okay with all you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Works for me.
I know we're over normal session time currently.
So all these guys need to make their save. I'll reroll the damage. 15.
Okay. Wisdom saves. This guy's 30 feet in the air. Is that out of the range of... It's 15 feet, right? Your thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So that guy's 30 feet in the air. So the bandits, one succeeds, one fails. So one will take 15. The other will take 7. And that guy's hovering above you. Spiritual weapon?
I took the dash action, so...
Oh, did you? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'll take...
Did you want to go up one more space to get that guy in your... Were you 55 feet away?
I mean, I don't know. He'd be on the very edge of it.
Yeah, I would consider that. I mean, if it's touching his square, it'll get him.
Also, he didn't want to take opportunity attacks from these guys.
Okay, yeah. I was just asking if you had enough move. I didn't exactly see where your token was, so.
So he'll move there with his dash. So.
Okay, nice. 3 more wisdom saves. Clerics are fun. Wisdom. The hounds both pass. They will take 7. The bandit fails and takes the full. Anything else? Oh yeah.
Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon. Yeah.
Attack the
hound. Yeah, go for it. Hmm, 12 is not quite there.
Okay. And at the end of his turn.
Kralee.
Okay, Kralee will use a bonus action to activate the candle flame bow, pronouncing Kando, and loose 2 arrows at this individual over here.
Oh yeah.
Make sure these are on there. Okay. 1 attack and 2nd attack.
Are those both with sharpshooter going?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Both hit, no problem, for sure. 10, 24, 34, 35, 45 total damage. Woo! Both of your arrows sink deep into the barbed devil's scrawny little body. He kind of snaps his pincer at you.
And then can I move just a little bit on my turn?
Yeah. And
So
move
just
as
back here.
much as those bunny feet will allow.
Okay.
We have a guy trying to still escape his webs. Ah, look at that, finally. Let's see. He's going to whip out 2 daggers off of his waist, and he will huck them both at you, one after the other there, Mavathor.
Okay.
Both of them just clanking off of you. You feel like the one of the hilts of it hits you, and the other one just kind of goes flying over your guys' heads over there sliding across the floor. Oh, you know what? Never mind. He did not do that anyways because he used his action to get out of the web. So he just stands there, fumbling for his daggers. And Sylvie, you're up.
I have advantage
On the
melee
dragon.
attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Both of your attacks.
Awesome. So I'm gonna do both of my attacks.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, same thing, +1 in regular hand
Yeah.
and then Fanging offhand.
Give me a nat 20. Your first dagger strikes for 14 damage. You just cut open his leathery flesh, and your second attack just kind of, he just barely gets his blade in the way, and your metal sparks against his sword of your other dagger.
I'll stay where I am, so that's my turn.
Okay. All the crabs are dead. Flying 30 feet up above, this guy kind of flies over in your direction. And whips a couple of tailspines at you, Krayley, with disadvantage. Neither one of them hit. You hear a couple of clicks as these long little dark spines hit the stone at your feet. This hound, who last round came up towards the curtains, he's going to draw in a breath. And
go wisdom save first.
Yeah, wisdom save. Taking 15 necrotic damage, right?
Radiant.
Radiant damage. And then he's going to incur an opportunity attack from you, Mavathor.
Okay. I'm probably not going to hit because not great with personal weapons, but
Ooh.
well,
yeah, go ahead and roll damage. 10 damage. You clonk him on his hindquarters as he bounds away. 10. And then he the creature draws in a breath and blows a gout of flame out over you, Dolos, and you, Sylvie. DC 12 dex saves for me.
Okay.
The rogue Sylvie, you take 20 fire damage.
Down.
And you fall unconscious. Dolos, you take 10 fire damage.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm only at 32. That's not too bad.
When you fall, in Infernal, well, the white-skinned dragon-looking guy chuckles. He chuckles in Infernal, and he looks down at your body there on the floor, Sylvie. He says, "Not so cocky now, are we?" And he swings his blade down at you, and you fail 2 death saving throws. This hound tries drawing in a breath.
Also makes a wisdom save.
Oh, yeah. His character sheet's having a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. They fail and take 15. And then they send out a cone of flame. Delos, make a DC 12 Dex save.
Okay. There's no way Delos could, take the full brunt of this for Sylvie, is there? Since she is downed.
What do you have in the way of reactions?
Nothing.
Make a DC 12 Dex save for me.
Oh, yeah. But, Sylvie's already failed 2 saving throws. No.
You take 8 fire damage. And Sylvie, you are consumed in a cone of flames. Your body burns up as the heat washes over you, and you fail your 3rd death saving throw. Delos, you're up.
Delos, Delos, takes his sword and attacks the Hellhound. Yeah.
Both of your attacks miss.
Okay. And that is all Delos can do right now.
This guy over here will make a wisdom save. And he will be consumed in your radiance, Mavathor. He drops dead.
Mm.
This guy continues to scrape his way towards you, Krayley, in a dash, and this Barb Devil hurls 2 balls of flame at you.
Okay.
21 to hit for 9 fire damage, and the which is halved to 4, and the other ball of fire kind of goes past you and explodes on this wall behind. This final bandit here will make another save to get out of his... Where did my... Oh, there he goes. And finally breaks out. He will sort of circle around here. Lulu, her glow expands another 10 feet or so. She cries out as Sylvie's struck by the devil's blade, and then flames wash over her body. You see her turn towards the two hellhounds, and a deafening blast pours out of her little trunk with a shower of energy that blasts over the hounds. They make con saves. And are blasted for 20 thunder damage. Both of the hounds kind of get blasted away in different directions. One of them whimpers that its back is cracked against the wall there. And sparkles of radiant light begin to sort of trickle down on to Sylvie's body, and as Lulu's sort of panicked voice says, "No, I must remember." And I'm gonna just roll a dice here. Actually, Sylvie, I need you to roll a dice for me. Sylvie, you find yourself you find yourself you feel the sensation of warm green grass on the bottoms of your bare feet. And you hear your sister's laugh. She's currently poking her head out from around a wide oak tree. And all of this feels familiar to you. It feels like home. You can smell the summer breeze. It kind of blows over your face, and you hear this gentle humming coming from your childhood home. The open window as these sort of pale blue curtains blow on the wind. You hear the cheerful hum of your mother's voice, its musical tone. You see your sister in a little summer dress. She scampers around to the other side of the oak tree. She says, Come on, Sylvie! You can't catch me! You never can!" She sounds like Lulu, apparently. I need you to roll a d20 for me.
A d20?
Yep.
Okay.
The image all fades away. There's a it's kind of like something swipes through the image like it's smoke. It all blurs and grows dark. Mavathor, it's your turn.
All right. Yeah. Avatar will start by moving here, making this guy make a save.
Wisdom save.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I need to make 10.
Yeah, you move towards him, and he is engulfed in irradiance.
I'll take 2 steps this way and make this guy.
He meets. He rolls a 15. He takes 5.
So let's see. It was 1, 2. Yeah, I'll move here. And who's looking worse for wear, Dolos or Krayley?
Worse for wear.
Dolos under like right about half HP.
Dolos is probably a little worse for wear.
Okay. He will cast Cure Wounds on Dolos. Or not Cure Wounds, Healing Word. And Dolos heals for 7. And I suppose I still have my action, so I'll go ahead and dash. And the crab and the, I assume to be a white Abishai, needs to make their save.
The crab is turned into a pile of ash. The Abishai there's an extra flare of radiance as it takes 20. It rolled a natural 1 on its save. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
Krayley, you're up.
Are these curtains still there? Did they get like tore up or burned down or anything? Are they still there?
They're tore up. They're partially burned. Maybe still kind of on fire a bit. If you're asking if you can see through them, partially enough, we'll say.
Okay. Krayley will go ahead and use bonus action to rabbit hop again.
Okay.
15 feet. Without opportunity of attack. And then for their action, they're going to release an arrow at this slow individual with the deadpan face.
Okay. Uh, 23 total damage.
And then if that is a successful hit, I would like to use my arcane shot for banishing arrow to attempt to banish the creature. So, double check here. I just updated this. 13. So 13 charisma saving throw.
They roll a 14.
Okay. I will release a second arrow at them for that. Ooh.
22 damage. Your first arrow strikes into them. You take a breath, hoping to banish them, and they remain sort of lumbering there. Your second arrow hits them right between their eyes, just piercing straight through the golden mask. They fall back with a thud on the stones.
Okay. And then I guess I'll just use the rest of my movement to see what's happening behind the curtain. And then that'll be my turn.
You push through the curtains, and you see, the large room in the halls. You see Sylvie on the ground, sort of blood pooling out of one side of her, and half her body kind of fairly badly burned. Sylvie, the image you see kind of reforms. All the smoke sort of clears away, and a new sight fills in, and you're sitting on like a felled tree stump. Your legs are sort of crisscross. You can feel the grain of the wood on your skin, and you're playing your lute. What is your pipe? What is your instrument again?
The pan flute.
The pan flute. Yeah. You're playing your little pan flute. It's sort of a similar tune to what your mother often hums, but every now and again you miss a note, and your sister's sitting there in the grass before you, sort of crisscross. You can kind of see, like, the outline of her body, but it's all kind of blurred. But you can feel that connection between the two of you, the twin bond that you have, warms you, and the sound of the music is sort of dulling your senses in this image. Roll a d20. Roll another d20 for me.
Okay.
And there's another swipe through the image. It all fades away. This time you hear this cackle, this laughter, this evil sound. Sounds familiar to you, but can't quite pinpoint it. Sort of in the flaps of the curtains, there's a couple of spikes that shoot down at you, Crayley, from behind, from 30 feet above. I know it's kind of strange. You guys are actually still in combat. Disadvantage. You hear two more little clatters of spines hit the floor. What's your current damage for your spirit guardians, Mavathor?
10.
The Abashi, with its blade out, flies towards the two of you. He swings with his sword at you, Mavathor, recklessly. 21 to hit.
That's a miss.
And with his claw, a 25 to hit.
That hits.
You take 8 slashing damage. Do you need to make a concentration check?
I can't fail.
Okay. Dolos.
Yes. Now I forgot I have this. But I can technically. I don't know how you wanted it to work. This is my first time using it, so. But, like, is it possible to, like, bring Sylvie back? Like, using this? I don't know.
Oh. Yes.
I have that, and I don't.
Um. Something something strange happens. Sylvie, this new image begins to form. And somewhere far, far away, you can hear that sound. This time you know it's Lulu's voice. You just see, like, the shape of your sister in front of you, and the two of you kind of have your hands on each other's shoulders, and it looks like she's saying something, but her mouth isn't really matching the words. And you hear Lulu's voice saying, I gotta remember! And time rewinds. And suddenly, Mavathor, you're 2 rounds back. Everyone else is 2 rounds back, and none of you really actually know that this happened. Dolos, you yourself are unsure. You all find yourselves a few moments ago, just behind you, Sylvian Dolos, a hellhound is drawing its breath in, ready to blow another blast of flame over you. And that is where we'll end the session this week.